Good morning, pregame crew. It is Monday, October 4th, 2021, 8:24 Eastern, 6:24 Mountain Time. Audio visual check, please. Hey, Blue Dog. Yeah, I'll look at CHPT. Hey, Jorge. Hey, Night Truck. We will officially get started in 6 minutes, but I will just jump in with whatever questions you have right now because that's what we do. We're here to help. Hey, Jorge. Topher. Thanks, Chuck. Hey, Tammy. I hope you have a great work day and work week, Tammy, and that goes for all of you. Hope it's wonderful. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, let's look at charge point. Okay, what were we looking at last week? It had that falling wedge and then it broke bear. It broke below that 1904. You're just getting into an area of no man's land here. Hi, Sage Master, Fifth, Tom, Brett, Dino, Crypto Moves, Jessica, Bobby, Tammy. Oh, good. I'm glad you're going to get a break, Tammy. Okay, going back to charge point. I'm trying to scroll back up and see what you ask. Okay, possible long. Okay, so this bottom 1877, we hit it in pre-market. That would be a high risk bottom fish, meaning that if price comes back down to 1877, you can attempt a long, and I would put my stop around 1874, 75. Give it just a touch of wiggle room, but these bulls don't need a lot of wiggle room because they have not proven themselves. So it's a high risk counter trend trade, meaning you're going to get stopped out more than you get a win, but the ones that you nail, you should have a good risk reward if you stay in the trade long enough for this to play out. So 1877 is the line in the sand there. Howdy, Wave. Thanks, MG, I appreciate it. Yep, I am live today at 4:30 Eastern with Miss Izzy. She is an amazing trader, and I'm really excited. We're just going to chit-chat. So this is Izzy, and 4:30 Eastern today. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm Charkaluri. Going back to ES. Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome. So, did y'all have a good weekend? My Nevada team won, my LSU Tigers lost, and my Saints lost. Mixed bag for me. But I did get to go to the Nevada-Boise State game. That was fun. Tesla's gapping up. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Yeah, the weekend was too short. It's so funny. Yesterday morning, I'm thinking, I can't wait for Monday for the market to open up. I've never felt like that ever, wanting the weekend to hurry up through so I could get to the work week. Hey, Sean, good morning to you. Oh, well, good for you, Crypto Moves. At least one of us won, right? Good morning, Armin. It has been an insane weekend with crypto. Just unbelievable. AXS. What a weekend with this name. I don't pretend to know any fundamentals whatsoever. It just makes my life a little simpler. Let's see. So Friday. Just a casual 109% move in the last 4 days. No big deal. No big deal. Right now my winner is Luna. That's a pretty chart. That is a chart made of bull dreams right there with that squeeze and then this trampoline pattern, I call it, when we get that rounded bottom and we just pop off those EMAs, and then the EMAs begin to separate. And even if you don't trade alts, I mean, you can still possibly learn something because I always, whatever chart it is, I'm constantly analyzing it, even if it's something I would never trade. So the way that these EMAs have separated here, you see this distance, that is when you get that real big momentum to the upside. So it was just a crazy weekend with alts. Oh, always. Lots of tailgating with LSU. All right, your soccer team won, or football team, sorry. the British football. Hi, Naslav. Hey, Jonathan, Naslife. Good morning. Let's go back to ES. If you're interested in my chart setup, it's on the screen now. I use the yellow and purple as the 50 and 200 simple moving average. And so I use these time frames to get context on larger time frames, but my day trading charts, I will sometimes hide some of these indicators, the EMAs, because I really want to make sure that I do whatever it takes to stay focused on price action. And that's a good tip for anybody. If your chart gets too busy, you're not going to be able to process the information as quickly as you should, and it will cause delays in decision making. So the yellow candles are the inside bars, the green and red are 8 and 21 EMA. CM Ultimate RSI multi-time frame. It plots multiple time frames on one pane. And then Squeeze Pro indicator by Makito. That just tells me when pressure is building. 1 second, let me take care of one crypto thing. Atlas just went crazy. Wow. I just got to go make sure I check all my stops. I got up pretty early this morning and I may have done things a little hurriedly and make sure I got it all. All right. Oh, is that what drives Luna? Good to know, Topher. Good to know. Good morning, Callum. All right, it's 8:30 Eastern. You have found yourself at the pregame show. If this is the first time you're here, welcome. We go over the indices. I'm throwing in the VIX as well today. Crypto, commodities, movers and shakers of the day. And we try to find you high quality setups that may or may not trigger during the day. Let me say that again. We try to find you high quality setups that may never set up. They may not set up today. They may be tomorrow. Who knows? So it's a setup, but it hasn't triggered. We have to have it trigger in order for the setup to work. So just know that just because I'm giving you a setup doesn't mean that it's going to play out. This is just, we are always just trading the probabilities. So 4 hour time frame on every chart I'm looking at. Let's get this path thing going. So we got that little tiny higher high on ES, and we broke down to a lower low, lower high. Friday's action was just incredible. That push into the day, that was the largest gain on the S&P since I believe July 20th is what I heard. So we are looking for this higher low now, and then we got to get up and over 436575 in order to change the 4 hour trend. So today, if you lose your bearings, let's pretend like you just kind of get dizzy. You're like, wait, I don't know where I am. What am I doing? Which ends up, go to the 4 hour time frame. And if that doesn't provide you clarity, just keep zooming out. You're going to get clarity from zooming out, not zooming in. So just remember 4 hour. So the support that is not quite established yet, 4315, we are having a 4 hour inside bar, which this has a little bit of time, an hour and 28 minutes until this candle bar closes, but we're staying within that range right now, and we're fighting with the 4 hour EMAs. We're squished in between those. So 4 hour S&P, that is the story of the day. So we got this higher high, and what happened? Then we rolled over. It's because Nasdaq didn't get that higher high. So Nasdaq, we were watching this pattern, and then they couldn't get the higher high above 14926, and then they had failure. So that's why we always keep our eyes on the Fab 4 futures. That is RTY, the Dow, Nasdaq, and SPY. But the Nasdaq carries the most weight in all of those, so it provides us with the best clues. So on ES, let me go back. I noticed this weekend when I was studying that this, the body of the candle right here, 1 second, let me move this up. Right there, the body of those two candles held. I just found that interesting that the bodies, which are open and closed, held right here, this 429375, we held 429775 with the open and close. I just thought that was interesting where the bodies of the candle held it. But that's just an interesting fun fact. That's not tradable right now. So on the 4 hour, this is what we're looking at for ES. On Nasdaq, we have a little 4 hour EQ as well, but you can see that we're not as far up in between these 8 and 21 EMA. Let me toggle back and forth. Look at ES. Price is squished in between the 8 and 21. Nasdaq, we're below the 8 EMA. That just shows the weakness. Nasdaq is super heavy, super heavy. We got to have Nasdaq figure its life out and get up and over this 4-hour trend change so we can see some real market bull strength, because Nasdaq is just really weighing us down. I read this weekend that only 35 of the 100 Nasdaq names are above the daily 200 MA. That just shows you how few names are holding this market up. So on bounces, I will be looking bearish this week until the bulls prove something. Now, Friday was fun, great bounce, yay, but they haven't proven anything because we still got major structural damage. If this is a house, it has had a tornado come through this house, and the bulls have to build it floor by floor by floor. Okay, this little Atlas thing is going crazy. I got a piece of it. Interesting. Okay. So Nasdaq has to put in the work. So Nasdaq is the weakest. RTY looks great. This could be a 4-hour inverse head and shoulders. And I put this here kind of jokingly, kind of not. We should have been selling iron condors for the last 7 weeks. We have been so range bound on RTY. It's been awesome if you were selling iron condors. But where we are now in the pattern, I can't justify selling an iron condor because we're tightening up to the point where I'm looking for a potential breakout. But the next time that we see a pattern on the weekly get these wide ranges, we really need to discuss these iron condors and the opportunity that they provide. And look at last week's range. We could have an inside week again with RTY, with last week's range being so big. So we could have a potential iron condor situation this weekend, and I'll keep tabs on it, and TCGers, you'll be the first to know. Okay, so support is not established here at 22208, 22208. Okay, y'all got the picture. It's not established yet until this candle goes through 22358. Okay, it's set now. Never mind, it went through by 10 cents. It is set. The thinking, I don't want to drive y'all crazy. What I'm looking at here on RTY is this potential inverse head and shoulders. The way that we popped up, that is a serious V-shaped recovery by the bulls. Now we need to get that right shoulder going and get up over 2248 and then 2251 right behind it, because they're so close together, so we can get that bull break. YM, you see it's not as strong as RTY, but it looks good relative to Nasdaq. So let's go over the strongest. Strongest is RTY, then the Dow, then ES, and then Nasdaq. What does that mean? That means I am not going to look to go long Nasdaq names in particular. If anything, if the market shows weakness, I'm going to be short Nasdaq because Nasdaq hasn't proven a thing. There will be individual names like Tesla that I will look to go long because they had news, and that's primarily part of the consumer discretionary sector. I will be looking at Tesla to the long side, but otherwise, if the market starts falling apart, I will be jumping in either NASDAQ or QQQ shorts. Okay, and those are your levels on the Dow with a potential inverse head and shoulders as well. It's close enough up here to the neck that I'm going to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt here. VIX. So I trade VX on Thinkorswim, and the chart looks different. The chart actually looks similar, but the prices are different. But I'm just going to go with VIX because that's what TradingView has to me. And I just want to point out has available for me 2482, 2489. That's a double top, and we got this little double bottom here at 2060 and 2064. I shorted the VIX Friday, and I will be looking to short a pop up into 2480 again. So let's just set an alert. Tell me when price gets near 2470, and I will evaluate whether I want to short. If the market internals are terrible, I'm not going to look to short this because I would be looking for a bull break. The more that we tap on that glass, the more times we tap on the glass, it's liable to break, that's country talk. Bitcoin with a beautiful weekend. We currently have a daily inside bar. Yesterday's range was pretty big. Resistance 49,300, support 47,120. It would be super nice to stay within that range today and get an inside bar and then be able to play that volatility. Ethereum is a little bit weaker, so we don't have an inside bar. We broke the low of yesterday, but we're holding the daily 50 MA, which is a really important level for me. We have hourly inside bar, and that resistance is 3348. Support 3294. So Ethereum is definitely weaker than Bitcoin Gold. Gold, I have a long position. I've been posting it in commodities in our chat room. Resistance 1762.90, 1766.50, support 1747, and then 1721. I did swing the position and I did not stop out here. I didn't stop out because I am looking, this is a weekly higher low attempt is what I'm looking to swing here. I'm looking for that weekly higher low to be put in, and so that's why I'm holding on to my swing. I'm giving it wiggle room, and micro contracts allow for that wiggle room. Your support 1747 is the new key support, and then 1721. I was also looking at this morning, that this 1746 prior resistance served as support over here. So I would still look for a lower high compared to 1762, and in those scenarios, sometimes, not all the time, I will short in another contract. So I will short the full GC if I'm swinging micro and we come to a clear level where a lower high is the most likely outcome, then I will short a different contract. That can get a little complicated, but I sometimes do that. Okay, gold, oil. I haven't looked at oil this morning, sorry. We're green. Okay, oil has OPEC. I was trying to remember, what did I want to tell y'all on oil? Oil has OPEC today. We must be super, super careful because those are binary events. So things could happen that are totally outside our control that could impact price, and you could get your face ripped off in either direction. So I like this clear level here. I'm definitely bullish oil with that monthly bull flag. However, if we come test $77 again, I will be looking for a short. So let me go set my reminder. Say 76.55, that area I would be looking to possibly go short. More coffee needed, folks, more coffee needed. 76.15, 76.15, 76.20 are your resistances. Support 75.32 and 74.49. Affirm. Ooh, doggy. Double daily inside bars. So if you want to know the theme of today's movers and shakers, it's the double D's, not those kind of double D's. Double daily inside bars. So the resistance 119.85, support 113.40. This chart has the potential to be very volatile. So I screen for names who have outsized ATR movements, meaning that they can go more than their regular average true range, even 3 times their average true range. I want explosive stocks because I trade options. I want outsized moves, exaggerated moves. So Affirm, double daily inside bar, double D. Roku, double D. TTD, double D. Square, double D. You got it? So that's the theme of today. So I'm focusing on Roku, TTD, and Tesla for day trades. Those are my 3 focuses today. Tesla to the long side, TTD and Roku, whichever way they break. And I have a bullish lean on Roku. Roku is below where the year opened. So let's look at it. I'm kind of jumping around today. So we opened the year at 33998, so 340, and we are at 312. So we are below, after 9 months of price action, we are below where we opened for the year. I consider Roku to be a disruptor, so I'm looking to bottom fish this in my swing account, and I may get stopped out a couple times trying to bottom fish it, but the risk reward is worth it for me. So Roku, double daily inside bar, those are the levels. Now let me go back up. Affirm, you got those levels. CMG, I got to upgrade this morning. This does not look good. All right, so we got a lower low, but I do like that lower wick of bulls buying the dip with that hammer. And look at this monthly chart. It is beautiful. Okay, I got a crush on CMG, I'll admit it. Look at that monthly bull flag potential. And we see that often when we get these daily and weekly bear breaks with very little follow through down. So now let's see what the bulls can do if they can flip it and reverse it. And we have a little bit of a stair step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles in this series. So if we could get through the high of 1836.58, Friday's high, I would be looking bullish. And y'all know the drill. And if you're new here, I'm sorry. I do try to repeat myself as much as possible because I know that we have new people here. But your setups are, let's walk through them. What are your setups? High of low bar or low of high bar. And I'm not talking about CMG for any chart. Stair step, if you don't know what I mean, Dan created a video about 3 weekends ago on the stair step strategy, which is very similar to the high of low bar. And we have EQs we look for, inside bars, just any tightening range. And if it's a uber huge bull move, then we look for back burner trades. So lots of edges and systems that you can play these names. So I give you the levels and you're like, okay, now what do I do with that? Well, I would be looking to bottom fish 1788 if price were to come back down there. I don't know that it will because CMG got that upgrade. So just because I don't go over the edge or the process or the system on how to trade it, the setup, doesn't mean, so on every chart I'm giving you what the larger time frame is, but you have to use those other setups to trade on a smaller time frame. Dominoes, daily stair step setup. Nice hammer on Friday. It would have been nicer if it had closed green, but nonetheless, daily RSI is 26. It got a downgrade this morning from 517 to 509. I call that puny because that's price above where we are now. And $8 on a $500 name, that's puny. And we filled this gap. So that's what I was waiting for. Fill the gap. Well, now we filled the gap. Give me a flush this morning down to 470, and I would love to buy the dip on DPZ. Actually, I'm going to set an alarm. Again, high probability of getting stopped out, but a nice risk reward because your stop is nearby. And if you follow me on Twitter, I got a lot of questions about this weekend. I posted my losses in my day trading account, and people were like, God, those are small losses. How did you do that? I traded the tweezer top and tweezer bottom. And I really been focusing on that the last few weeks. I've been talking to y'all about it almost every single day. And a tweezer bottom is when you have this double bottom or double top and you enter at that resistance level and you stop out quickly. Same thing, you enter at that support level, and if it breaks bearishly, then you stop out quickly. So I love the tweezer bottom, which is essentially a double top or double bottom, because I'm then getting an entry so close to my support that it's like a tiny little nick on my finger. It's not even a cut. It's a nick on my finger. JPM did it to me last week. And what my new style is, I'll buy like 1 or 2 calls or puts, and I'll wait for it to confirm, and I'll stop out quickly if it doesn't. So I called out to the room last week that we were testing, where was it? Here. We were testing this 167.44. Was that last Monday? Yep. And as soon, or Tuesday we tested it. As soon as we broke through it, I entered at 167.30 or something like that, and I stopped out immediately because I was top fishing this clear resistance level. So in this case, it's not a tweezer bottom. However, I think I showed y'all AMAT a while back. This tweezer bottom, I got a great trade out of that. So if I'm entering at 125.25 right here by 125.28, that's 3 pennies. So I'll get stopped out immediately if it breaks down below the 125.25. I'm out. So that's interesting. That's close by 126.42. But that is how my losses were so small, because I was really focusing on the tweezer bottom and tweezer top setup. So again, you can see here, this became a bullish engulfing candle where it engulfed the prior action, and you have this double bottom. So I've had a lot of people say, what is it? You keep talking about the tweezer top and bottom. So hopefully I've given you enough information where you can see it now. Is there any on this chart that stand out? Not really. Let's look at DPZ. No. All right, so DPZ, that's the stair step. Merck didn't work for us like I wanted to last week. It had amazing news last Friday. The COVID pill, it reduces hospitalizations by 50%, decreases mortality. And the bulls just took a break all day. They ran hard pre-market and they just sat on the bench all day. That's okay. Well, they got more good news this morning. Hong Kong, I believe, is ordering 200,000 doses or something like that. So they're getting another leg up. So I like Merck. It has great news. Give me a higher low bar setup. So pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, and then enter. Oh, that was a wonky candle. Try that again. Pull back. It's not my day. Do y'all have those days? Okay, here we go. Let's do the candles. Let's do it right. And here's the other reason my losses are small. I love the high of low bar setup or low of high bar setup break. Because then if I enter on that break of that high of low bar and put my stop right there, that's just going to be a little nick on the finger. My stop is so close by. So on Merc, I would love a setup like this. And by the way, the mods they mod the room. I can't watch the chat room and look at the chart. So if you have any questions, they'll answer, and I'll be over there shortly. Dan will be live in 11 minutes in the Chart Guys community. Qualcomm. This chart looks pretty rough. Raymond James adds stock to its analyst current favorites list, and daily is oversold, and we got a little hammer. We got a lower wick of bulls buying the dip. Not an ideal hammer. I would like for it to have closed near the top of the high of the day. However, this could provide a bottom fish opportunity on QCOM, Qualcomm, and then 127.43, then 126.47. So I like this for a long with the daily oversold. Again, we're going counter trend, so high probability of getting stopped out, but your stop is right there. Got the double D's on Roku, double daily inside bar. I am watching for Roku to change its character. It has been very weak and very heavy since July, very weak. So I'm waiting for it to change its character and bull breaks to start getting follow through versus the pop, lock, and drop it is what I call it. Because we see it happen all the time here. It did it Friday. It didn't do it Thursday. Did it here, did it here. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Only one day last week did it not pop and then drop. So it has to change this repetitive pattern. Square, double daily inside bars, nice tight range. Bulls are fighting to get over that daily 200 MA. Tesla, we got beautiful squeezes. I like this chart. I have put credit spreads, and I'm looking for a day trade on it. Pull back. Please pull back and give me another entry. High of low bar. Put your stop under that low. Love the Tesla setup bullishly. Oh, let me give you the levels. Thought I had the levels on the chart. Yeah, 821. So above 799, your next resistance, $800 psychological, and then 821. Key support, 775. Then 773.34. All right, UNP. Oh, I got these out of alphabetical order. How dare I? So TTD has a double daily inside bar. Very tight, 70.76 resistance, supports 68.70. Oh, look at that. Oil has arrived. The OPEC news, I can't go short. This must be OPEC news related. I can't do it, so forget that idea. I just sat there and told you be careful with binary news, and I put an alert for a potential short. Definitely not shorting that. Okay, so TTD double daily inside bar, UNP. UNP with a tweezer bottom on the weekly. Let me show you on the weekly. Look at that tweezer bottom with those lower wicks. Perfection, 195.93 and 195.68. So within about 25 cents, we got that double bottom. They got to upgrade this morning, but they're not out of the woods yet. These bulls have to change the daily trend. Get over 206.49. So I like UNP to the long side for a potential multi-day swing to try to nail this bottom. SPY. Let's give you some levels. Actually, I want to go to the 15-minute. If we get a good bounce going today, we could break the 4-hour lower high pattern on SPY. However, this range on Friday was huge. Odds favor. I mean, that's a huge range for SPY. $7.75. Odds favor an inside day. That's kind of what I'm leaning toward on SPY is an inside day. But of course, QQQ will determine that fate. Key resistance high of Friday, 361.25. Support, 357.46, 357.03. I use the wick price. I use the wick on the high of low bar. PLTR, yeah, I did just skip it, didn't I? Y'all are cute. Everybody loves PLTR. NIH collaborates with PLTR to support COVID-19 research, 4-hour oversold. So here are your levels, 2370, 2372. So let me go set an alert here. Tell me when price gets to around 2380 so I can set my order up if I'm interested. So I like PLTR to the long side. We've got a huge bottom being put here at 2370. The bulls lose that, they're in trouble. We have this support at 2366 and they're holding that 2370. Below that, we've got a gap fill. And that's what the bears are targeting. The gap fill of 2319. 2319 would be a gap fill, and that's what the bears are targeting. So maybe with this positive news, they can put in a bottom at 2370. No problem. All right. CLNE. Did Dan tweet something? Oh, I don't know. Okay. CLNE. Clean energy. This has a squeeze. This is a pretty powerful squeeze. So realize that, which means price is just, this tightening is building pressure. We are trapped below the weekly 50 EMA and weekly EMAs. On the daily, we're above, but on any bounce, odds favor a lower high compared to 939. Your support is 790 and 746. Here's squeeze. Example if I have one. Okay, easy one. I think it's easy. Tesla here. I saw this squeeze here and it looked like it was faking out, pulling down. I was just watching it and I saw it forming and I shorted this double top here. So a squeeze means compression. Maybe that wasn't a good example. So Tesla here, we have a squeeze forming, and look at the squeeze here, and then as soon as it fires to the long side, we get this jolt of volatility. Squeeze, jolt of volatility. It doesn't always work perfectly. Squeeze, jolt of volatility. So that's what I'm looking at, and what it means is actually the Bollinger Bands, if I had them toggled on, it means the Keltner channel comes inside the Bollinger Bands, and you really get a squeeze, and then it just shoots it out of the gun. Here, pressure. Now, if price is closer to the upside of the Bollinger Band, you have a higher probability of it firing to the long side, and same thing if price is closer to when the Bollinger Bands start opening up, you have a higher probability of price going down. LVS. Oh, Dan has a black bear. Funny. In his backyard. Okay, that's what the tweet was. LVS. Okay, here's the thing. LVS and WIN are broken. They are broken. Now, they could be an awesome dip buying opportunity. But how is this chart looking like this when look at Caesar? Look at that beautiful chart. Look at Boyd. Beautiful chart. I mean, that's the prettiest chart in the market, by the way, for me. This is Swing Report name, so I'm giving away free information. The Swing Report's an annual service where we give out names every weekend, and we give you a newsletter of about 42 pages going over the entire market and market wins, sector rotation, and names that we pick for the next week. And this is a name I picked this weekend because of this trampoline move. So to me, that does not bode well. Why is LVS and WIN so broken? So it needs to hold 35.59 and then 33.30. I just don't like the way it's behaving. Key resistance 45.52. Yep, row of red dots or black dots with the pro. You're welcome, Madison. It's so funny, the double daily inside bars, Madison, on all of these names, I kept saying double doodle in my head. I have a double doodle grand dog, and these double daily inside bars reminded me of my double doodle grand dog. All right. That's it for me. Dan will be live in 2 minutes. Thank you for joining me. Bring a friend tomorrow, or just join TCG and you can get a lot more technical analysis from a lot more people than just me. All right, have a great week. Use stop losses. Oh yeah, hit the like and subscribe button, please. Thank you. And I'll be live with Izzy today at 4:30 Eastern.